Okay, my friends, my evening friends that are ready to do the work. I love it. I had this request many times, and I think,
Nice.
to do something in the evening, not just Fridays monthly. And so I love it. This time came up. That's when it'll be. All right. So a little quote from Katie from Loving What Is. Stress puts you back into the work. It's a friend. It's an alarm clock built in to let you know that it's time to do the work. You've simply lost the awareness that you're free. So you investigate and you return to what you are. This is what's waiting to be recognized, what is always real. You've simply lost the awareness that you're free. So you investigate and you return to what you are. And this is what's waiting to be recognized, what is always real. Such wonderful news. All right. So, like we do here, let's just see, wherever we've had stress, you can be remembering stress that you had from before. It doesn't have to be running right now in the moment. It's like we want to take a look. Something in you saying, yeah, let's investigate. Just just noticing first where stress appears, what comes up. And let the feelings within tell you, it's a friend. It's an alarm clock. It's built in to let you know it's time to do the work. Yes. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you, my dear.
Hi. I'm gonna have to go back off camera again because I'm eating and I didn't do anything, but I just so happy to be here. I am hoping to do the work on the election today because I'm having trouble with that, but um that's my vote.
Okay. Speaking of elections, there's my vote. All right. And what would be your one-liner? Like if you just,
Oh,
what's the crime? What's the offense? What's the thing you don't like?
oh, that's a good question. I'm really scared. Trump, sorry, the the president-elect is going to ruin everything, I
Okay.
guess. I'll come up with something better.
Okay.
Go get a pad and paper.
Yes. Yeah. And
Okay.
it's okay to have it be just, one. I love that. Yeah. It's gonna ruin everything. All right.
It covers a lot.
Yeah, the mind mind can get very dramatic, right? As we look around and nothing's different. Right. Okay, but got it. Um,
Yeah.
but it will be. And just see, yeah, just see what kind of bubbles up to the top about whatever you think there that looks like it's gonna be the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Larry.
Stephanie, I'm so glad you said president-elect because I couldn't figure out who the hell you're talking about until you said that. So thank you for masking that.
Mhm.
Mine is life is occurring like a series of to-do lists.
Oh, what's your what's your
Well, I was
example?
rushing home. I worked today. I'm so thank you for doing this at what is 6 o'clock my time.
Yes.
So I left work at 5, rush home, and Carol's not here, so I've got these dogs. So I've got in my mind, right? I gotta get home. I gotta throw the ball. I gotta pick up the poop. I gotta what else? I gotta eat something. I have to get ready for the call. I just it's just this whole and it was all could have been very enjoyable,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't because there's all this stress around getting all this stuff done and then resenting having to do it, even though I want to do it.
Yeah.
So it just occurs like, oh God, just more to do.
Yes. I really like the thought, I have to get it done. And you got to just that's a good example. Comes up in other moments. There's my list. Look at all the stuff. There's a pile of things that I have to do. Okay, that's good. Judy, hello.
Nice to see you. Thank you. I was
Yes,
glad to get
very
that
nice.
little good timing. Anyway, so my one-liner is my sister shouldn't attack me, verbally attack me.
Ah, okay. What's your situation?
Well, I was visiting her on Sunday and she was complaining about several situations. One of them was the neighbors, she's got this new van and she shouldn't be putting all those stickers on it. And it goes on and on and on. And as my mind was going. But anyway, so I said, well, you don't have to look at it. Oh, then wham. And then she came at me quite a while. Anyway, so that's
Mm,
the situation.
very good.
We've
Okay.
had ongoing
Yes. Sisters are
sometimes.
great for that
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, and I was just going to mention, as far as the old childhood patterns go, hers would be fight and mine would be flight. So
Ah,
I've sort of looked at that or
okay.
shut and back away. So anyway, yeah,
Yeah, good. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I love how we always get to start with, like, yes, welcome, bring in the stress. It's a friend, as Katie's saying. It's a friend. It's a friend. An alarm clock built in. It's built in. Isn't that something? It's built in to let you know. It might be time to inquire.
It's a friend I invite to go out the back door or the front door as soon as it arrives.
Yes, I know. You can do all that inviting and it's still hanging out. There it is. All right. So Stephanie says, our country is going to become a dictatorship. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. It's stressful. Yep. Anyone else want to share a one-liner? Sometimes just, you know, putting it in the chat or sharing it into the room is letting the circle hold it, not just yourself all alone.
My work has gotten way more stressful. We have a new director who doesn't know what we do. And now we hear that everything's being reorganized and our job descriptions are being rewritten. And it's like, ooh, okay, is this a job I still want? What's going on here?
Ah, all right. So what does it look like when everything's changing, and that means I might not want to work here
I
anymore.
feel very insecure.
Hmm.
Will I be able to do the job that when they redo my job description?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Will they write in there that I don't qualify for?
Okay. All right. Good. Anticipating in the future. Something's happening. Sure. All right. Yes. Anne.
Can't find how to raise my hand today. I don't know. Um, uh, he gets away with it all, and that's my one-liner. And you know, it's Trump, and it's also stirred up feelings about my ex-husband. And I have worked so hard on those feelings towards my ex-husband,
Hmm.
and I twice in the last 2 weeks I've had long, angry nightmares where I'm fighting with him and I wake up with this headache and um I just feel discouraged by that.
Yeah.
Like I work with my thoughts when I'm dreaming, these humans. So,
Yes.
but yeah, the one-liner is he's he's getting away with it.
Okay.
No accountability.
Okay. Yeah. He's getting away with it. Okay. So Marta says, I keep eating no matter what. I really appreciate you sharing that one. I remember having that thought, or whatever it is, so we're doing something and I just keep doing it no matter what. Even though I don't like the repercussions, I don't like some of the side effects, I just keep doing it no matter what. This is a good one to question. So just stay with that. All right, not a specific topic, Megan. Very nice to see you. Yeah, it's just whatever stress, let the stress come and just let stress tell you one thing that you looks like you're against. Yes.
I should know what to do.
I should know what to do. Yes. Such a good one. Good underlying belief. All right, Sandy says, this election is a repudiation of basic goodness. Okay, good. So a few different election ones. All right. I can't take care of everyone. KM. I can't take care of everyone. And there might be like, that'd be fine if I don't think I should, or if people aren't asking for it. It's like, oh, yeah, I can't take everyone in my whole city. I definitely can't, but I'm not really that stressed about it. So yeah, just see if there's something there. I can't take care of everyone. I should take care of it. They think I should take care of them, however it looks. And Adrian, there is no accountability for his offenses. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if there's one that feels like who wants to start it? Who wants to have the headline? Seemed like you kind of wanted to, Stephanie. Yes. Yeah. So what sounds like your one-liner? Unless that's
well, the reason I'm mostly scared is because I heard some history person saying that Trump is currently trying to find out what tool he can use to get rid of all of the military leaders that don't agree with him. So that's why I put my one-liner to be like, our country is going to become a dictatorship. But I'm happy to do any one that goes with the election. But that's my direct fear right now.
Okay. Well, let's
is him taking over the military, and that just seems really scary.
Okay. Okay. So that's the picture you have, is our country is becoming a dictatorship, is going to become a dictatorship. Okay. And everybody,
Yes.
you can take whatever thought you've identified and follow along. It can be any situation. It just, if that works for you. And some people, it's like, no, you just want to kind of listen to the inquiry that's being done and the words that are talking about. Just if that's your style, that's okay. So, all right. So just picture that. You see the country is going to become a dictatorship. You have pictures of other dictatorships or
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tanks rolling in the streets and people screaming. No, I
all right.
because it's all being done by a crazy person and his crazy people. So I don't know what it's going to look like.
And just to bring this to personal too, not you don't need to, but anyone who feels like is kind of just doing their own thing and bombarding everyone and demanding that it go their own way. All right. So our country is going to become a dictatorship. Is that true?
I can't know that. So I would say no.
Okay. So this is good. Everybody just, whatever you're looking at, you might be looking at this one too, but just see if your thought is true. Stephanie got to know, just yes or no. Is your thought absolutely true? Paul says no. Yeah, yours is, I don't know if you're still doing the same one, but yours is in the future, Paul. So it's like, how can you know? Yeah.
I'm doing the dictatorship one. I like that.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right. All right.
I already know mine's true, so I don't need to waste my time.
All right. Larry.
Said no. I'm trying to hone in on what the hell is
Yeah.
bothering me, but I'm stressed because I have so much to do, which is obviously not true. It's so obviously not true. I can't figure out why I'm stressed. Really, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to get it all done,
Yeah.
so I can make this call, have it all done before this call. All these things have to be done.
Yeah. And
No,
I mean, it's good to realize the mind can get really noisy sometimes about, finishing things, doing. Let's do stuff, Yeah. You're like, not true, but it's all right if it's loud. I sometimes think they're just habitual ways of looking at things, where that's what you do. You get everything done and then you're free to be on the call or whatever, just the mind looks like that. It's, yeah.
and I can't be free till I get it all done.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
I'm never free because it's
Right.
never.
Yes. Always another thing to do. Yeah. And just noticing that perspective in the mind, Yeah. All right. Marta, that's interesting. No, you got to know. Are you doing the one on eating? I keep eating no matter what. Is it absolutely true? No. I like noticing that, at least for myself, if that's the one you're looking at. Like it does stop.
Yes, that's the one I'm working with today.
Yes, yes. It's nice to see that, like, yeah, I keep eating no matter what. No, there's all those moments. There's tons of minutes where I'm not eating, actually. I'm sleeping, and then I'm doing this other thing. But the mind will say all the time, constantly, you're constantly doing it. It's not actually true. Yeah. Yeah. Kristen says, my to-do list is a dictatorship. Yeah. All right. My mind is a dictatorship, says Adrian. Yes. I mean, yeah, a little wisdom in there, right? Okay. Anyone else find that interesting what your answer is? Yes or no? On whatever it is you're looking at? All right. So, Stephanie, what happens when you think it? The country is going to become a dictatorship.
I freeze. I panic. I can't breathe. My stomach hurts. And I feel fear. And mostly fear. I don't really think there's room for anything else. I'm afraid.
Dictatorship. What does it see? Like, so just see the pictures. in your mind?
Me.
Yeah,
Um,
dictatorship.
well, I just go to these old movie footages of Hitler like riding around in a tank, and lots of people, walking with straight legs from a lot of the other dictatorship countries. I mean, the soldiers and soldiers lining the streets in rows, and they're everywhere. And
That's so funny. People walking with straight legs.
that's that's what it looks like when they walk like that.
Yes, yes, they do.
But you can't walk with straight legs, so
Yeah.
but anyway, so I see that those are pictures of the past, and but I see that for the future.
Mm,
I see him launching attacks on countries or something. Or I also heard the other day he's going to use the military to round up all of the illegal immigrants. So that's also a picture in my mind of soldiers knocking down people's doors and going in and pulling them out of bed, like the images that they've talked about in wars that we've been in Afghanistan and the other country whose name is left my head, but Iraq. So yeah, that's what I see.
okay. Yeah.
And I'm of course homeless and scared, and I have nothing because I've been thrown out of my house too, because it's just chaos everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Terrify yourself with those pictures. Yeah. Larry.
I see, Grace. I just have to say, I know why you're laughing. You live in a blue state. You can afford to laugh. Congratulations. Oregon, California, Washington, New
Well,
York.
Stephanie does too.
Where are you living? Where do you live, Stephanie?
San Diego. That
I'm
doesn't
I'm
mean
moving here.
anything. That I mean, San Diego, I'm sure we have a ton of illegal immigrants here. I feel like, we would be one place that the army will come for sure. But to me, it's like a snowball effect, because it's one thing to have these visions of tanks going down the street, but how many really truly crazy things is he going to do with the military? I mean, like life as I know it will be gone. I don't know. And unless California is going to do some sort of secession thing, which I've entertained the idea of, but I don't think that helps. But yeah, I don't feel safe in California at all.
So it's just good to see, though, with all those images, and the information, I read some information, I see it, nothing wrong with any of that. I see lots of pictures. We're not, I mean, it's all right. We're taking in data, but I get scared. I get scared in the current moment. Inside my body, I feel frightened for myself.
Well, and everybody else too.
Yes, yes, yes.
But you're also lucky, Stephanie, because you're not that far from Mexico, so you can get out. Me, I only have an 8-hour drive to Canada, so or just a 5-hour drive to Grace's house. I don't know which is safe.
But Mexico is run by cartels with machine guns, so
at least in Mexico, you know who has the machine guns versus here.
true, very true.
No.
I love all the pictures.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. What happens when you think dictatorships? Yes.
Yeah, I see the goose stepping you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I still have some college loans from my kids, and I'm more concerned about that with this dictatorship. They're talking about just taking away all that, all the forgiveness, all that stuff.
Yep.
Even though I have already paid in over the years as much as we borrowed, I still owe a good bit more.
Hmm. So I love just, just looking at the list that shows up. What will happen? What will happen? I don't know what will happen. Won't be good for
That's
people.
where I go. I don't know. This is all predictions. We don't.
Yes. Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least he's putting celebrities in, so it should be entertaining. They all know how to entertain, so.
Oh, goodness. So, anyone else want to share? Just you could be doing the work on anything, just noticing what happens when you're believing your thought. Yeah, Judy. Hang on, I think you did your camera by accident. There you go.
Thank you. So I'm working on my sister shouldn't attack me.
Mm-hmm.
And so my reaction, I got yes for number one. Number two, I couldn't know what she should do. I attack back. Even if I don't mentally attack back, I'm feeling a lot of defensiveness in my body. And I basically shut down because I feel like anything I'm going to say is going to inflame the conversation more,
Mm-hmm.
which has been, historically true. I want to leave the house. I think I don't want to visit her again. I judge her, criticize her. I think I'm sick and tired of this same old crap. It feels stressful. I get to be right and I get to be better than she is. That's basically,
Mm.
yeah. So,
Okay, good one.
and I get not to have a sister.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Feels good to laugh about right now. Thanks.
I like that just some humor's coming up in this. It seems, Yes. And I just noticed, Stephanie or anyone else doing with the dictatorship thing, I get to be right. Let's just see if it's the same as what Judy just said. How do I react when I think that thought? I get to be right. What was the other one you said?
I get to be better than,
I get to be better than.
and
Yeah.
know better than she does for sure.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I get to know better.
So,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
well,
Marta says, I lose my energy, become small and helpless and very fatigued. I lose interest in most things. Okay. Yeah. Just going kind of numb. Yeah. 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 Just noticing how you treat what you're looking at in your mind, what the energy's like between you and it, them, those images, between you and the picture of yourself eating. Case of Marta. Larry.
I'm just seeing so many demands related to I have so much to do. And the rules I live by, I have I have to exercise. I have to get a certain amount of sleep. I have to play with the dogs. You know what? It's just, where does this come from? What? I can't imagine. I'm asking myself, so if I don't get it all done, what happens?
Right. Yes. Good.
I don't know
Yeah.
because I
Well,
never get it all done. I mean, there's no way I can
yeah.
finish the to-do list, but there's another list down the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah. I think somebody said, maybe it was Adrian, like the mind being a dictator. Just You have to.
That's absolutely right. Appropriate.
Hmm.
My to-do list is a dictatorship. I think Adrian said that, or somebody said that as well.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. All right. So, do you think more there, Stephanie, with how you treat, our country is going to become a dictatorship? You definitely see those images of just Trump, or military people or whatever's happening. Just noticing anything more. How that.
Well, there was one thing that I forgot. I feel bad for mentioning all these things because each one of them is what has scared me to death. But the fact that he doesn't have any ramifications for whatever he does as president is a big part of it. But you're really more asking, how do I treat myself or the country?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm treating myself like I'm powerless, which seems true and might be one for another time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm treating myself like things have to say, I'm sorry, that's not me. Maybe that's more like treating the country. Like,
Hmm.
the country needs to stay the same, which I don't even agree with because that sounds terrible too. But
Hmm.
no, I don't know. I can't answer this one. I'll need to sit with that for a while.
Okay. Okay. But I like that you found, powerless. I treat myself like I'm powerless.
And that does seem very true though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good to notice. Good to notice.
I know. I better write that down.
Yeah. All right. Brian shares, with this thought, I feel small, powerless. There we go again, powerless, rejected, denied, stuck in a hopeless worldview. Hopeless.
Yeah.
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 Right. Which is a little bit like Marta's, just no interest, fatigued, like kind of give up. Just notice if there's resignation, doesn't matter, something. Anyway. Okay. So painful. Yeah, Paul, I am a victim when I believe this thought. I'm a victim.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah, maybe I could get a high-ranking position in the dictatorship.
hey.
Along with Paul.
All right. So let's just see what happens when you don't have the thought. Okay. So if you weren't able to think this, who would you be? And you just still stay close to the situation. You've read this, you read something, there's a thing called a military. But who would you be without the story? The whole country is going to become a dictatorship.
I would just be me doing my usual things and some fun and exciting things because I'm still starting my own business. And I can live happily I can just be happy because it's January 20th is a ways away.
True.
I don't think that fully puts me in the right place, but
Yeah. Yes. Let's say it's January 20th.
okay, all right, okay. Oh, that's a good question. If it's January 20th. Then I would just be a person. I don't listen to the news, so I would hear from somebody else. I might have to listen. Oh, well, whatever. I'm just living moment by moment and just treating each moment as a different moment and not looking at the future. And noticing my thoughts and doing a lot of inquiry. If I need to. I don't know that that's what I would be doing, but it seems like I would still be doing the same things and being the same person because this is like an unreal future. It's a non-existent future that's scaring me. So so until something happens, but then again, see, that already sounds not so good. Even if something happens, I would like to be peaceful. It's like number 6. I look forward to Trump doing something crazy and scary.
Let's say, there's the military coming with their marching and their tanks.
Oh, this is good. This is good because that's really terrifying.
They're outside on your own street. They're coming and they're rounding people up. And you just don't have the thought. This has become a dictatorship.
Maybe I start a revolution.
Well,
I mean, because it's not a dictatorship, so I don't feel as powerless. And I mean, if the tanks are down my street and I bet I'd definitely be a different person in that situation if I could remain present. And so I'm just going to go with that assumption because that's what I would like to be, present. If I'm present in that moment and I am not powerless, I am fully peaceful and present, then I'm going to do what the next step is that comes to me, ideally. Which could be nothing, could be something. Maybe I go and help somebody who got hurt. I don't even know. But my main focus, which I hope to remember, is to be fully present. Like that seems to be, at this point, the best way to be in that moment.
It sounds very much like common sense. Like that just might be how you are anyway. Like if somebody's hurt, you will go. I'm sure that would happen. I mean, you just would respond to whatever shows up.
Yeah. And if, I mean, and hopefully I would be brave enough to stand up for something in the moment if I need to, or something. I mean, but the cool thing is that there would be options. If I'm fully present in the moment and I'm not taken over by fear, then I can look around and I can feel and I can sense and I can know what the next step would be or not, or there would be a knowing instead of utter terror.
Yes.
I mean, I hope that I could be in that spot because that seems to be a place of freedom and empowerment and peacefulness.
Yeah. So sweet. I mean, what an interesting, like to just be able to test out, could that thing that's a bit undescribable, but just, present, peaceful, whatever, be here no matter what's going on.
Right. Because my first thought, when you say the tanks are coming down the street, which I really appreciate, because putting me in it is really the best way for me to see this from all the sides. And my first thought was, I wish I practiced inquiry more often before today. Or I wish I had meditated more or become more present before, because that would be the time where Thich Nhat Hanh says it's important to practice on smaller things or easier things, less big things. So when the big thing comes along, you're ready. And
it
that
might
kind
be
of
beautiful. I mean, I love that, his wisdom. And just notice that your mind went, I should have, it goes backwards into the past, really fast. It goes, oh yeah, I should have done more, and then it would be okay, and then it'd be better, and I do. Yeah.
It's just, always trying
Yeah.
to protect me over and
Yes.
over again. Save.
Yes.
But the cool thing is which Thich Nhat Hanh also says, it only takes one in-breath to become present. These aren't his exact words, but that's my interpretation. So it doesn't matter how much I practiced in the past or how easily it comes to me at some point. It's
Yes.
going to occur to me
Yes.
to become, do what I can to get in touch with my heart, get in touch with the present moment and do that. It's
Yes.
going to occur to me.
Yes. Isn't that lovely to know?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
built in. I like in the quote at the beginning, the stress is a friend.
Mhm.
It lets you know it's time to inquire. You've just lost the awareness that you're free, but you are free. You've lost the awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
You return to what you are. That's such great news,
Yeah. And it could take weeks or days or hours or whatever. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It'll happen when it
Yes.
happens. And I learned that from doing the work with you on something else a couple years ago. And that's really stayed with me. That eventually it will.
It'll all settle. Everything settles.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, beautiful. Like Brian says, without the thought, I would be back in my own business. Yeah. Won't back here. And Adrian, I would be curious and present. I love that curious shows up so much. It's like, what is happening? How fascinating. Whoa, look at that. Just so interesting. Right. Anyone else without your story, without your thought? Paul, I'd be in the present moment until another thought took me on a trip. Yes. There it is, doing what minds do. That's all right. Yeah. Judy.
So I'm working on my sister.
Yes.
Well, I just started to write, as you were working. And without the thought, I'd be kind, I'd be
Oh.
gentle, I'd be open, I feel safe. Bonnie's in a wheelchair and she's pretty much paralyzed from the waist down. So she has care 4 times a day.
Mm.
So maybe I could just listen to her tirade without being defensive. And as I was doing this, I could really start to feel more like myself rather than the defensive self. And then with, she's here to help me where I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I really could see that I'm absolutely doing the same thing.
Mm.
Even though maybe I'm not doing it verbally because I'm in that reaction, place.
Mm.
Oh, so that feels really good. And I feel a lot more here. So I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. The difference in the feeling of energy, it's like, oh, I want to do some things now instead of just being in this.
Mm.
Such a difference. And nice to know there's another me.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Had to get dusted off, and
Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate the work you're doing too.
Yeah.
And appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah. So welcome. Well, let's find turnarounds. Let's find a turnaround. Okay. So,
This country will not become a dictatorship.
yes. Evidence. What's an example?
Well, so far, it isn't. It's not one right now.
Great.
And that the person who will be president in January was president for 4 years already. So it didn't become one then.
Mm-hmm.
We will not become a dictatorship. We have a strong history of democracy,
Mhm.
which some of the other countries that I think of that turned into dictatorships maybe didn't have such a long history of that. So that could be something. And the third thing for me would be that he made a lot of election promises last time, and he didn't do most of them.
Mhm.
So his promise that we would never have to vote again could not come true.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
That's about all I've got.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Others. So turnaround, your turnaround and examples.
Well,
Yeah, Larry.
well, I don't have a lot to do. That's obvious. My mind gives me a lot to do.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, you know what I came to with Trump? This could be the best possible thing to happen for the country.
Wow.
And I hate him.
Uh-huh.
And I just came to that. I have no, it's what Stephanie's working on. I have no idea.
Wow. Yeah, Stephanie.
I've actually thought of that too, Larry. Because who knows, he'll shake things up and everything could, just be totally fine. I'm totally fine with different, new, and all of that. So that's kind of really why I focused on this military thing, because if he can just make things different and new, that'd be great. But if he starts destroying, well, never mind. You're right. End of story. This could be the greatest thing that ever happened to us. I like that one.
Or we'll mobilize people like you for a revolution.
Yeah.
Or me.
Right.
I'm willing to have those tanks run down the street. All the, just it's great to see every possibility. Just so good.
My turnaround is I'm getting away with it.
Ah, go, good. All right. So
I mean,
tell
I
us
have
about that.
a great life, I do a great life. I have a better life than I think I deserve sometimes, And with regard to my ex-husband, I kept all the friends, the kids, the house. I have a new husband, stepkids, and a grandchild in there, And I don't know, my image with Trump was the picture that came out of being on the airplane with the McDonald's. And I just trade places with him for anything. Like, ugh, that just looks awful compared to my life. So
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
he looks miserable. He's not getting away with anything. It made him look miserable to me.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. What'd you see, Judy? Yeah.
So, I just did the 3 turnarounds. First of all, Bonnie should attack me.
Mm-hmm.
That's reality. That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Take it any deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it to myself here, or to her. I should not attack Bonnie. It doesn't feel good. I certainly doesn't feel peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And it sticks for a while, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I go visit my friend and I tell my friend about, the situation. And anyway, and then I should not, let's see here. I should not attack myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm separating, going into her business. So I'm basically attacking myself because I'm not, I can't be present for me or
Wow.
So that's the way I see attacking myself. So
Sure. Yeah.
that's good to see. And yeah.
Yeah. I get identified as being the one who was attacked, by even having this thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this because I'm doing this to myself.
Yeah.
That's it. Every time. Every time I separate, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Oh, but I feel it's an interesting feeling.
Mm.
Tender.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Really sweet.
Bit of attacking.
Yeah. Sounds more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So Brian says there are plenty of people who voted for him who, once all his antics are seen, will turn away from him. Another example. And I am a dictator. It's a good one. Telling God who should be president at this moment. Good example. Yes.
And telling the 49.1% of Americans who voted for him that they were wrong.
Mm,
I identified with that. I am the dictator.
yes. Yes. Yeah. So my country, my internal country is becoming a dictatorship. Yeah. And that I can do something about. Yeah, Larry.
There's something for me too about not taking my feelings seriously.
Mm, yes.
Notice even sitting here, I started to think, okay, as soon as this call's over, here's what I got to do. And that's just a thought, right?
Yeah, it is.
The problem for me, it's associated with a body thing, like this tension.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Well,
but not take the tension seriously.
yeah, I mean, I just like noticing the tension or feeling in the body is I'm just feeling my thoughts. And sometimes we feel it in the body is much more obvious that's the signal, and don't even have a thought yet. With which I love, like Marta speaking about eating or like sort of these behaviors that look like it's not our favorite. We're doing something. It's just a response to some other thinking. I need to do something about that tension in the body. But isn't it interesting how it can put a little jolt through you? Yeah, just watch it, like watching the weather out the window, lightning storm. Some part of you can watch it, like this part of you actually watches that whole thing happening. Like, look at that, how interesting. That part sounds not disturbed. It's just observing.
Right. It's just like I've done it for so many years.
Yeah,
This has to be true.
yeah, right. I know. Looks like our feelings, I get it. Feelings mean it's real, true, very important. Doesn't mean questioning it doesn't mean our feelings are not important or something, but it's just the impact, the weight of them. They're so real. So yeah. So I love this, just finding these examples of all is well, even if the tanks are rolling down the street. Any other turnarounds anyone wants to share or you see, Stephanie? Here's a simple, I don't know. I think,
Yeah, and I mean, because so many other people came up with some good ones to that. um, that I feel really flushed out with it, with all those other
Yeah.
ones.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
you know, like this could be the best thing that happened to this country. I am a dictator.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then what Anne was saying about, I can't remember the words, but I don't want to have his life for anything.
Yeah.
He's not getting away. He's not getting away with stuff.
Yeah.
That all feels really good.
Yeah. That's lovely. Yeah. So I know we're just about done, but you can everyone try that on with the turnaround in number 6. I'm willing to have this happen again. This incident, are willing to have that happen at all, if it's just something you're imagining is going to come down the pike in the future. I'm willing to have that happen.
God, that's so tough. I'm willing to have tanks come down the street as long as I could be on Zoom with all of you.
Yeah. Well, isn't that a sweet thing to notice? Community, connection, people who want to question their thinking. Wow, that's important. Like, I have a great story. I started looking for the people who were going to question their thoughts. We found each other.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. So amidst all the tanks and troops, I could find other people that want to do inquiry.
Yes. Yeah. Why not,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, so it's kind of a weird thing to say and it crosses my mind, but if, people are getting killed and you die, if I die, well, I've lived a pretty long life. It's been pretty good. It was going to happen anyway. I know I can say that without I just because it's so theoretical, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
And
yeah.
hopefully it will be fast. Then I have to see, then it gets into the other beliefs. I'm writing them down. I don't want to suffer.
Yes. Yes. Can we just not, yeah, suffer? Well, it'll be the dictator one coming in, saying how it should be.
Right.
So Marta says, without the thought, I remain in having choices. Nothing is lost. That is so beautiful. Right, here I am. Here I am. It's not over because I'm here. And Sandy says, and goodness prevails. I love that. Yeah. And Marta, one of the turnarounds, I remain curious about my hunger no matter what. I have choices about eating or not eating in each moment. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's a beautiful one. What am I so hungry for? And this is like, just, I'm willing to be this hungry. I'm willing to be this stirred up. Yeah. Back to the quote again. That's the purpose of stress. It's a friend. It's an alarm clock built in to let you know that it's time to do the work. You've lost the awareness that you're free. So just imagine that I'm free. There's some part of me, might not look like it yet. I might not see it all. It's all swirling and swirling, but I'm free. So you investigate and you return to what you are. That is what's waiting to be recognized, what is always real. And Brian says, back to the original, I like remembering that he fired so many of his last cabinet, and so many people who worked with him couldn't stand him. uh, yes. Very lovely to be with you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, love it. Love the humor too.
And thanks again for doing this evening.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you are
Thank you.
so welcome. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you, my dear. Lots of love, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you.
You.